Hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to The Done Creative. For today's pick-a-card reading, we are going to be doing the June of 2020 monthly pick-a-card reading. And I did ask in my May monthly pick-a-card readings last month if this was even something you guys wanted to see, because this tends to be some of the lower viewed videos here on my channel, the monthly pick-a-cards. And I had a pretty overwhelming yes. Please keep the monthly pick-a-card readings in the comment section. So here we are, June 2020. What can you expect for the month of June 2020? We're gonna find out here in one quick minute. If you're new to pick-a-card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths to try to center your energy, and focus in on piles number 1, 2, and 3. If more than one pile calls out to you, feel free to watch them both because there may be a message in each one for you. And without delaying this any further, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a moment to meditate on the cards, and I will see you over at your reading. Alright, group number 1, let's go ahead and find out what you can expect for the month of June 2020. And as always with my monthly pick-a-card readings, we're going to go ahead and start with the tarot cards and then get additional guidance from the oracle cards. I really do hope that the top camera is seeing this semi-centered. I can't see what's going on up there, so we're just going to have to roll with whatever's happening. And we have, as your overall energy for the month of June, we have the Moon card. There may be some really good psychic insights that you're getting this month about your life, about people in your life, about situations you're going through currently. And because it's the moon, you may have a significant event happen around the new moon or the full moon, because we have both a really slim new moon here and also a full moon in the picture. And we have in this depiction some sort of swamp creature or creature, I just heard creature from the Black Lagoon, kind of hanging out here. So for me, there may be some illusions or even shadow work coming up for you to do this month, and don't be afraid of shadow work. If you're new to shadow work or don't really know what it is, you can go on YouTube and find as much information as you can about it. You can do meditations on it. You can journal with it and, do all the things that you need to do to work on integrating that shadow self into who you are. Because if it's something we keep running from or pushing down, it's just going to keep recurring in our life until we actually deal with it. And it usually decides to get worse and worse and worse until we're forced to deal with it. We have no choice but to deal with it. But I don't think that's what's going to happen for you guys. This is just saying the energies are ripe for some shadow work and even some sort of ritual. If you do any kind of new moon or full moon manifestations or rituals, this would be a great time this month of June to go ahead and do that. But this also shows that there may be some events behind the scenes that you're working on or that others around you are working on to bring some manifestation into fulfillment. So the past energies coming in, we have the King of Pentacles. So you may have had a successful time. So of course in the months of March, April, and May, many people around the world have been in quarantine, and you may have been no exception to that. It feels to me like though that most of you that chose this pile, you didn't really have the financial hardships that a lot of people had, at least in the last month, because this can even be energies as far back, maybe even as February, that we're kind of picking up on. But it feels to me like you're, that King Midas, just everything you touch turns to gold here in the past months coming into what we're dealing with now in June. But there were opportunities coming to you that you were very happy to accept. So that is going to be something different for everybody. And if you're kind of like, what? I don't really know. Nothing's really been going on. That could just be that, unlike a lot of the world, maybe you didn't have the hard crash of a financial hardship that a lot of other people had. So you maybe just kind of kept with the status quo. Maybe you were able to keep working your job, or you were working from home. It just feels to me like your past, there wasn't a big tower moment like a lot of the world was dealing with. So then in the present moment, so this is going to be the month of June for you guys. This is great. You guys have the Star. June is going to be a very happy and even prosperous month for you. And there may be an Aquarius in your life that's going to play a pretty prominent role, either a sun, moon, or rising Aquarius, or someone in your life with prominent Aquarius placements. That could even be yourself. June is going to be a really good time for you guys to make really positive long-term plans and make and take actions in the direction that you want to go on to your goals, to your dreams. This is just a great time to plan and also take action. And this is just letting you know for June, whatever it is you're wanting to accomplish or do or be, whoever you want to be and go after, you're on the right path. So if you feel called with this moon card to really do that shadow work, you're going to be rewarded this month by becoming even more of your soul aspect, or that soul part of yourself. So then in the future, so this is the end of June going into the summer months, July, maybe even as far off as August, we're picking up on some of those energies. And oh good, we have the King of Cups. So this is a time you're going to be having a really open heart and mind to those around you, to new opportunities coming into situations, maybe even part of that integration of your shadow self. You're having a really open heart and mind about what you need to do moving forward. And you're really being able to connect with those around you on a deeper level. You're having trustworthy and heartfelt conversations with people. Maybe you're getting advice from some sort of mentor or authoritarian figure. Maybe that even could be your own higher self, because if you work for yourself or you're a really independent person, you may really seek that guidance from within, and you will be getting it here at the end, toward the end of this month and into the near future. And some of you may even be doing some sort of charity work, because the King of Cups is that really charitable person, whether you're donating money, your time, your effort. And I just saw someone wanting to help with animals, some sort of animal rescue, or maybe you find an abandoned bird nest or something and you feel like compelled to help out in that area or that regard. So this is kind of going into the summer months. So sometime this summer you may really feel called to nurture other people and just lend a helping hand where you know you have the time or resources to do so. So your best path to follow this month. Wow, that's great. So you have the Eight of Wands. So if you have felt over the course of this quarantine or the past few months that things were just really not really moving forward, things weren't bad, but they weren't really exciting either, well, that's all about to change, because the best path for you to follow is to get done. Get things done, get things going. Projects maybe that you have on the back burner. Of course, once you finish the projects you're already working on, but those back burner projects can come to the forefront and be something that you're working on. But I always do caution with this Eight of Wands, just make sure you're not burning that candle at both ends to where you completely burn yourself out. You want to still be taking that self-care, with the Star. I feel like you guys will be able to balance that out and really do the self-care that you need to do this month. Any delays that you felt like were happening in the past, or from the beginning of this year till now, those delays, it's like those blocks are being lifted and things are really speeding forward for you guys. But again, I caution, there is going to be a lot going on for you guys at once, so you want to try to balance your energies, make sure you're not spending too much time at work or too much time socializing or too much time in your head with this moon card. Just make sure you're really balancing out all the areas of your life so you don't burn out or get overwhelmed in one area or another. So the wish coming true for you guys this month, and we have the Temperance card. So that's amazing what I was just kind of saying about balance. You're gonna be able to take on everything you need to do and get it done and not feel like you're burned out. So this is just saying, with that moon card, you can really get up in your head. Just make sure you're taking the time for self-care, and that balance, that will be the wish coming true for you this month. You will be able to balance your life, balance everything that's maybe been chaotic in the past or maybe feels really busy in the current moments of the month of June. But this could also be a card of cooperation and getting help from other people cooperating or compromising so that there's kind of a win-win situation for everyone. So maybe there have been people in your life that just weren't really cooperating or just weren't really you didn't feel like they were on your side or on your team, but this month of June, you're really going to feel like the people in your life are on your team. They're on your side. They want you to succeed, and you also want them to succeed. That's the close people in your life. But this is also a card about perfect timing. So where you may have felt things were standing still and now there's a lot of stuff moving forward, it's all about the divine timing. So you're going to be in the right place at the right time. That is part of the wish coming true for you this month. So your outcome this month is the Seven of Wands. And that's funny because I wanted to emphasize that you're going to have the cooperation of those close to you. But I could feel that it wasn't just everybody, like everything's rainbows and unicorns and everything's going to be great, because I could feel some sort of underlying energy of competition or just someone not wanting you to succeed. And now I know why. There's a Seven of Wands here. So you may feel like you have to defend your beliefs or reasons for doing all these new things or all these things that you're trying to juggle. You may feel like you have to justify that to other people. I don't feel like it's going to be the people that are real close to you, like I was saying with this Temperance. I think it's just going to be your average Joe on social media, or maybe someone you work with that you're not really friends with, but they're just around. But you're really going to have to stand your ground, because I feel like this person is maybe a little envious of you or jealous and just wants to kind of bring you down a notch or two, especially if they see you shining with this Star card. They don't want to see you shining. They want to be the one shining. But they don't realize you don't need to blow someone else's candle out to make yours burn brighter. That's something they need to learn this month. But for you, this is just saying, stand your ground. Don't let someone treat you like a doormat. And I also just heard choose your battles wisely, because I feel like this is very internet heavy, like social media. There are going to be people, maybe you post something and someone has a different opinion than you and they're going to try to fight with you. This is just saying, let the trolls go under the bridge, let them do what they're going to do. You don't need to engage with them, especially if it's something that's bringing you anxiety and you just don't want to deal with it. Don't deal with it, because usually it's having to do a lot of times these days with politics, or one side versus another is just kind of the theme of social media lately, and you really just don't need to put your energy in that direction, if you know what I'm saying. There may be someone, and I just feel like it's maybe one or two people, or maybe some sort of organization in your life, whether that's your job, or maybe this could even represent like the government or some, entity of sorts where it's made up of multiple people. But I'm not really explaining that right. So it's either a person in your life or some sort of organization or group that you are feeling kind of beating you down a little bit or trying to keep you from standing in your power. And for many people that could look like I was saying, the government or some sort of organization, like, just to be really current with what's going on, maybe the World Health Organization or the CDC, maybe what they're telling you to do you don't agree with. This is just saying stand up for your rights, basically. So if you feel like someone's trying to step on your toes about one of your rights, or you're like, I have just as much right to do this as this other person, make sure you're standing your ground, because you will succeed. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into the Oracle cards. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with the card that was the cover that you chose as pile number 1. And we have the Leo card, so that is the Lover. So you're really going to be wanting to express yourself and be really creative and putting yourself out there this month of June. You're going to be very confident and warm and flirty and just feeling, glowing, the star. You're going to be the star of your own story, your star of your own show. And it's going to feel good. You're just going to be very proud of yourself and excited and happy. But again, we do have that Moon card with that Lady in the Black Lagoon. So of course, there may be things coming up that are kind of the opposite of this for you. Maybe you're not feeling very confident or cute or whatever the case may be. And this Moon card is just going to call you forward to be doing that shadow work. So if you start feeling like you're going down a downward spiral in your mind, just know that you can combat that energy by transmuting it into something that will actually be beneficial for you. But then we have here with this new moon in Libra, a new romantic cycle begins. And for me, this just feels like maybe you're getting out there more with this Leo. Maybe you're wanting to put yourself out there more, and it does say the Lover. So some of you may be meeting a new partner this month of June, so that could be exciting for some of you. But for those of you who are already coupled up or just not interested in love, this just could be a new cycle begins in your close relationships in your life. If you are coupled up with someone, this could be a new romantic cycle where maybe you're getting rid of toxic thought patterns or belief systems about your partner and vice versa, and things are just more in harmony between the two of you, and you're moving to a new level. And for someone, that may be moving in together or just taking a relationship to another level, maybe an engagement or a wedding even for some of you. But then here we have the number 5, which is all about change, and it says here feeling alone. So with that moon, that does represent your mind or your emotions, depending on which Vedic or Western astrology that you follow. But you may be all up in your feels at times this month, and I don't feel like it's going to be all the time. But I feel there will be things coming up for you because they are there for you to work out and really put the work in with that shadow work to transmute these and make these something that will work better in your life. But this could also be saying for some of you to spend some time alone so you can go within and do any kind of inner work that you need. But the number 5, like I said, it's all about change. So there may be some pretty major changes going on in your life this month. And especially with this volcano volatility card, there's going to be times, like I was saying with that moon card, that you're just going to want to pop off. And it may even be to do with anger for this person or this organization that you are feeling like you have to defend your rights or your beliefs to. But this is just saying, be careful. And I feel like you will be careful with your wish coming true with the Temperance to balance that out. But that volatility could erupt like this volcano here if you're not careful, that you're putting your attention and energy to the things that are going to enhance your life, or if you are doing that shadow work to integrate those things into your life and not push them down anymore. Because this is going to be the month that you need to deal with some shadow stuff, or it is going to blow up in your face. And I feel like most of you, because the wish coming true is that balance, you're going to be able to deal with it, you're going to be able to balance it just fine. But this is just letting you know that that energy is in your environment and you can easily see it coming a mile away, I think, and be able to deal with it as you go. And then, of course, with the self-discipline card, absolutely, that feels very temperance to me as well. You're going to be able to put your nose to the grindstone and get things done with that 8 of Wands that's under here. You're going to be able to get on that bike and go where you need to go, do the things you need to do, and it's going to be good. And again with the 5s, 4 + 1 = 5. So there are some pretty major changes and even small changes. I just saw someone changing up their decor in their house or just upgrading things around the home. Maybe you're getting a new bed, or I saw someone wanting a new dresser, or even maybe crafting their own thing with this Leo, with this creativity that you have going on this month. Maybe you're crafting stuff with your hands to put around your house. Maybe you're painting something for your wall or making some sort of doodad for your shelf. I don't know. It just feels very creative and fun. So yeah, you guys, I think that's all I'm seeing for you, but this looks like a pretty good month, and I feel like anything that's going to be kind of hard to deal with, you're going to see warning signs for that. You're going to see it coming a mile away. And just remember, with this outcome of the 7 of Wands, just choose your battles wisely. There may be trolls trying to bring you down because they see you shining. You're that star. They see you shining, and they don't want you to be better than them. But just know, you are that Leo. You are that creative force, that expressive person. You know, wherever Leo falls in your chart may also be important for you this month. But you may even be a Leo sun, moon, or rising. I didn't even mention that. So that could be very obvious for some of you. Or you may have a very important Leo in your life, sun, moon, or rising, or prominent planets in the house of Leo, or in the sign of Leo, or 5th house, because 5th house is the natural place of Leo. So yes, I'm going to shut up and let you guys go, but as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things, and I really truly do hope to see you back at the Den Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 2, let's figure out what you can expect for the month of June 2020. And as always with my monthly pick a card readings, we're going to go ahead and start with the tarot cards and then get additional guidance from the oracle cards. Let's find out what you can expect for the month of June 2020. The overall energy of your month is the 7 of Swords. So it feels to me like this is going to be a month of revisiting, and that feels very pertinent with the energy of all of the retrogrades going on in this month of June. We have something like 6 or 7 retrogrades during June. It's a very introspective time to really re-examine what it is that you want to be doing, revisit your relationships, kind of do a life review and really get real with what it is you want moving forward, who it is you think you are, what it is you need to do to become more the person you know deep down in your soul that you can be, all those things. It's very reflective, but also there may be more going on behind the scenes that meets the eye. Stuff that you didn't really know about may be coming to light. And this could be in your own personal relationships, at work, in your personal life, or this could be on a more grand scale with the world. Maybe you're learning stuff about society or the world or secrets that the government has been hiding that are really going to get your goat this month. You're going to just be kind of disappointed in some people or organizations. This could also represent poor timing. So maybe there's something you're really, really, really wanting to do, but now's just not the time. You need to let this seed germinate a little bit longer before you move forward with something. So whatever, I feel like you'll know exactly what it is I'm talking about. So the past energies coming in from May, April, maybe even as far back as February or March, we have the 3 of Cups. So it feels to me like you guys have been just kind of chugging along, like everything's not been too bad, much like group number 1. Maybe you weren't as affected by this quarantine as a lot of people around the world. Maybe you were affected by it, but you kind of took it in stride and did what you could to make the best of the situation. And it feels to me like you may be surrounded by family. Maybe you celebrated a birth announcement, a wedding, a birthday, graduation even, something to celebrate the people that you love. And even if you hadn't been together with them in person, you still, had energetically put yourself with them and celebrated with them. So maybe you even had some sort of Zoom meeting or FaceTime with a loved one to just get together and talk and hang out, even though many people are in that self-isolation or quarantine the past few months. It feels just like you made the best of it, you made the most of it. And I feel like that energy, you're going to carry that into the month of June. But let's find out what's coming in the month of June for the present moment card. Yeah, exactly. So you have the 2 of Cups, and this is a card all about relationships. This is about strengthening those bonds. So it's like you took that energy of the past with this 3 of Cups. You're strengthening those bonds this month of June. For some of you, this may be a romantic relationship that is moving to the next level. Maybe you're deciding to make a commitment to someone or them to you. Or this could just be a strengthening of bonds with a sibling or a child or a parent. Friends even. Friends could be represented with the 2 of Cups. This also becomes evident, but this card also appears in your reading when you are looking to forgive someone. Maybe you have finally come to a resolution in some sort of conflict you've been in with a parent or a loved one of some sort, a significant other. Maybe you and a significant other, because this tends to be a romantic card, have kind of had your squabbles here in the past, and it feels like June is just going to be a month where you come together and realize that you're on the same team and you don't want to fight. You just want to really build something beautiful for your future, and that may be your focus this month. But it feels like with that 7 of Swords as the overall energy, that could even be cycles in your relationship that you're just ready to be done with and you kind of want to walk away from. Not the person per se, but the cycles, the toxicity of, one saying you did this, the other saying you did that, and bringing up past resentments and all of that. It feels like you're just done with that this month and you're kind of coming to a compromise or resolution of some sort of conflict. But that could also be that you need to revise plans with the way that you've been operating in your relationship. So maybe you kind of change roles, maybe where one person had more responsibility, now this month it's evening out, or the other person's taking on a little more responsibility, something along those lines. So then for the card of your future conditions, we have the Hierophant. It feels to me like you're kind of going back to basics this month, especially with what's going on with these plans that need revision. Maybe you're stripping it back to the basics and being real traditional with the approach that you're taking in your relationships, or just methods or ways you're operating. But it feels to me like you will be commiserating with mentors or like-minded friends or family members, and just having really deep and good conversations about what's going on in the world, what's going on in your lives, and just really connecting with people. It just feels like there's a connection to people. But because these two people are here at her feet, it feels to me like people are really wanting to hear what you have to say this month, and you have some knowledge that others need to know, or that they would benefit from you sharing. But it feels to me like this is just you wanting to get together and have those deep conversations with people. And with a lot of places lifting lockdowns or quarantines, it feels like this might be the month that you get together in person with people and celebrate life. And it feels really good for your energies moving forward. And I don't know if I mentioned, this is kind of the end of June going into July, and maybe even as far as August. So the best path for you to follow this month, you have the Devil. And I always take a negative card and kind of flip it too, because this is the best path to follow. I take it kind of the opposite of what the Devil is saying to do. The Devil is all about that false sense of entrapment, like you feel stuck in a situation and like you can't move, just really stuck in those negative or fear-based thoughts, really focused on the material world and not so much the spiritual. So because this is your best path to follow, this is just saying you are not stuck. You have the ability at any point to just remove yourself from these chains and walk away. I mean, they're not even very tight. You could just lift it right up over the head and just be done with whatever this energy is. But because you are examining a lot of things in your life, this just could be you, as a best path to follow, examining what's not serving you and moving beyond it, transmuting it, and making that, much like group number one, they had a lot of shadow work that they were going to be dealing with in June. You guys as well may be having some shadow work to do, some past traumas and stuff from your past or your childhood coming up for you to deal with this month. This is just letting you know to try to keep in a more positive headspace. Don't go down the rabbit holes. Don't watch the news and hang out with people who are really negative. This is just saying to try to keep your vibration high, try to keep your spirits high, because you are connecting with people in your life. You're re-examining what is going on in your life, in the world, and seeing how you fit into that. And as your best path to follow, you can move beyond that fear-based or negative thinking and get unstuck from the cycles maybe that you would keep going through over and over again in your past. Because, best path to follow, this is a card all about the material world. Maybe focus more on your spirituality or your mental health this month. So the wish coming true for you guys, we have the Queen of Cups. So yet another card. You've got you've got 3 cups here. So your emotions and your connections to other people are going to be very important for you guys this month. And because the Queen of Cups is that motherly kind of almost Empress vibe energy for me, you guys are going to want to be nurturing yourselves. You're going to be wanting to nurture others in your life, your significant other, your children, even your parents, friends. You're just going to be wanting to love on people and just feel connected. That's just the word I keep hearing, is connection, and wanting to feel connected. But because this is that wish coming true for you, you're wanting to feel more intuitive or have that intuition blossom more. It's going to. That is a wish coming true for you. Your intuition is really going to be on point this month. You're going to be trusting that and following that intuition. Whereas maybe before you'd second guess your intuition or just not follow it or trust it at all. This month you're going to be really relying on that intuition to guide you where you need to go and what you need to do. Because this is also wish coming true, those relationships in your life are just going to deepen that much more. So as your outcome, okay, so we have the Three of Swords, and I can see where that's going with this Devil and kind of that Seven of Swords, but I actually think I want to pull a clarifier, so just give me 1 second. So let's get a clarifier on that Three of Swords energy. But normally, the Three of Swords is kind of a heartbreak card or a sadness card. There's some sadness in your life, and it just may be you having this thinking come up and this reevaluation and shadow work. This may be stuff from your past coming forward. That's what I'm really picking up on, is this is energy or traumas from your past that's coming forward to be released and dealt with. But this is a time to heal. This is a time to forgive yourself and others for whatever roles they played in this situation. And I'm feeling like you will get this forgiveness by the end of June. I almost said January, not January. Okay, that's cool. So we have the Nine of Cups as the clarifier on that Three of Cups. So Three of Cups, Three of Swords, and once again another cup card, and nines are that kind of wish fulfillment card, and it to me just feels like that heartbreak that you have dealt with in the past is just something that may come up as something you're re-examining, something you're working through. I don't feel like this is something that's going to happen in the month of June that's really going to bring you down. I feel like this is past coming forward to be released or healed or forgiven or dealt with. And as a result, you will get this Nine of Cups, very wish fulfilled. All the hard work you've put in is going to be rewarded, is what I'm picking up mostly from that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. First off, we have the Sagittarius card, and this is the card you use to select the pile number 2 today. And Sagittarius, you may yourself be a Sagittarius Sun, Moon, or Rising, or someone that is a Sagittarius Sun, Moon, or Rising, or has prominent planets or placements within the Sagittarius house in their chart, is going to play an important role for you this month. But Sagittarius is very philosophical, much like this Hierophant energy is what I'm really picking up. Happy-go-lucky, lucky even, so there may be some sort of luck going on in your life, but there may even be travel, because Sagittarius is that card of travel and seeking, just out seeking things, seeking something, seeking knowledge even. So you may be wanting to go within and seek knowledge from yourself, or maybe wanting to read a lot of books. But it feels to me like you just want some adventure in your life, and of course that connection, that higher connection with those you love. And that's just like the theme of you guys, I think, is the word connection, because I just can't stop saying it. But then here we have 32, which is music, and 3 + 2 = 5. So much like group number 1, there are some changes coming for you guys. But with those changes, with the number 10, new beginning. But music may play a very important role for you guys this month. Maybe you're listening to a lot of music, or I'm just thinking from that past energy, that Three of Swords, maybe you're listening to music from your past that reminds you of someone where there's some sort of trauma or pain. That could be someone who passed away that you loved, or an ex that you maybe miss. There's just some sort of element of loss that I'm feeling, and you're using music, maybe listening to music from your past, or melancholy or sad music, to help you get those feelings out. And music is a really good way to transmute emotion, if you ask me. I don't know if it's documented anywhere, it's just a way I feel when I listen to music. There are certain songs that I can just put on and be in a whole other world, and that might be something you guys can do this month. But then with this new beginning here, it says flow. So this is just asking you to flow with what's coming up, flow with what's going on, with that Seven of Swords and all the retrogrades going on. This is just going to be a time for you to not try to force anything to happen, but just go with the flow. Whatever's coming up, feel it, heal it, deal with it, release it. And that could even be some sort of creative project that you're putting yourself into with this flow, really getting in the zone and creating something beautiful for yourself or your family. And then with the iceberg submerged, I'm feeling like the submerged part, like the iceberg on top is what you show the world and what you're conscious of, and then the submerged portion of it is that shadow self, who you are on a soul level, your subconscious mind, just all the things that are buried and some stuff that's hidden within you. And I just got in my head, for somebody that could be some sort of hidden talent or ability that you didn't know you had that's gonna come to the surface for you this month. And I feel like some of you are going to be chipping away at pieces of this iceberg to get to the heart of what's going on in your subconscious or in your past. You know, with this Three of Swords, digging into what's going on with all these retrogrades is going to help you release the traumas or the wounds or the sadness of your past in some capacity. The last card here says, what do you need to release? And this is the waning moon. I think this pairs really well with all the retrogrades that are going on. What's this weird Three of Swords energy coming up for you, this devil. There's stuff that needs to be released. Much like group number 1, stuff is coming to the surface to be dealt with, to be healed, to be released. Because as your outcome, after you release that, with this Three of Swords, whatever this stuff is, after you release this, heal it and deal with it, you have this Nine of Cups, this wish fulfilled, this wish come true card is your outcome. So, you know, it's pretty cut and dry. There's really not much else I can say about it. It feels to me like you guys will have a month of growth. It may not always look pretty, but you do have a lot of people in your life who seem very supportive and wanting to connect with you and you them, and it's a very beautiful thing where your relationships are concerned. And maybe even this card, this Three of Swords energy, for some of you may be healing past wounds with a current lover or partner that have been long overdue, and so that this is a good thing because this is a wish coming true for you. And I feel like for many of you, it has to do with your romantic life or your family life in some way. So I think that's all I'm seeing for you guys, and you'll have to let me know below what you thought. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. Alright, bye! Alright, group number 3, let's figure out what you can expect for the month of June 2020. And as always with my monthly pick a card readings, we're going to go ahead and start with the tarot cards and then work our way to the oracle cards for additional guidance. The overall energy for the month of June 2020, you have the Two of Pentacles. So there's going to be a decision that you need to be making sometime this month, or this month, the energy of it is just revolving around this decision you need to make between two things, or clearing the confusion of a decision that you know you need to make in your life. But there is just going to be this overall weighing of options, and that might look like you, because we are in the retrograde season this June and into the summertime, there are a lot of retrogrades going on, and I did describe that also in group number 2. So there may be some things you've already made decisions about or you're already dealing with that may call for some reevaluation this month. So the past energies coming in from April, May, March, maybe even as far back as February, we have the Page of Pentacles. So this is that good news about your financial situation or financial matters and wanting to do something more challenging with your time and effort. And a lot of times this could be a new area of study. She is wearing a backpack here, so maybe you in the recent past decided to go back to school, or you started learning something. I see someone really wanting to invest their time in learning tarot or something witchy. I'm just picking up witchy. I don't know if it's because I'm using the modern witch tarot deck or what, but I'm feeling like it's more metaphysical or witchy. But this could even be having to do with stuff with your health or gardening, even stuff that has to do with the earth or the environment as well. This is in your recent past coming in. So you've already started on this, so you'll already know what it is I'm talking about here, something you've wanted to learn more about and you have started learning more about. And I see the city here in the background, and it looks like she's here out in nature, Like that might even look like backpacking or nature walking for some of you. Maybe you have taken on a new health regimen as of late and you're trying to reconnect yourself with nature a little more. So the present moment, the energies of June for you is the Queen of Pentacles, and look how beautiful she is. This is probably my favorite queen in this Modern Witch Tarot deck. I think she is just so absolutely stunning. But the Queen of Pentacles, so for your June, you are making time for the people you love, the people around you, and you're taking a sensible approach to the things that you want to accomplish in life or the things that you know need to be done. You're not really feeling begrudged in having to do all these things. And I feel like for some of you that might even be just organizing your home. And whereas before you'd rather give yourself a lobotomy than to have to do this. But it feels like to me your energy, because you do have 3 pentacles this month, your energy is going to be way more grounded this month than you've been in the recent past. So maybe you've been in earlier part of the year really up in your head or just in your emotions a lot, but this is you taking a more grounded approach to life as of late. In the month of June, you're going to be really just toiling away at your goals, your desires, and what it is you want to accomplish. And you're just finding this new understanding about yourself, about the world, about the way you want to operate in the world with your relationships, your job, what it is you do for work. So some of you may be wanting to, even looking at this past energy, take what you've learned here in the past and take it and expand it even farther and maybe go back to school or start a business with the knowledge that you have accumulated in the recent past. So the future conditions, so the end of June going into July, maybe even as far as August, we have the Ace of Cups. So this, your summer, even though we are in the retrograde season, your summer is looking pretty beautiful and bright. You may be falling in love or having a resurgence of love in your love life if you're already coupled with someone, or if you're single, you may be finding new love, or if you're not looking for love or you already feel like your love life is top notch, this could be a resurgence of passion or falling in love with a new passion project or idea that you have that you're really wanting to take and run with. And this is going to be that energy that carries you through the summertime. But this, much like group 2, you're going to be really wanting to connect more with the relationships that you have in your life. And this could be a card all about spirituality as well. So you may be wanting to up your game in the spiritual sense. Maybe you really want to get into tarot. Like I keep going to tarot with this learning new things. Maybe you're wanting to learn more about tarot, or something more metaphysical. This is just saying, you have the green light to take this, you have this passion and you're falling in love with something. So that could be a job, a person, a situation, whatever. And for someone, I just saw someone welcoming a new baby or finding out they're pregnant, and that's going to be the thing you're really passionate about nurturing and loving and bringing to another level. But this is also a card about enhanced intuition. So your intuition, much like I think it was group 2, may really be on point for the month of June. And Ace of Cups also can represent a new home. So maybe you're wanting to move this summer because this is in the future conditions. So maybe you already have had the idea that you want to move or build a new home or find a new home of some sort. Maybe you're living in an apartment in the city or something, because she is here out in nature. The city's kind of behind her, like she's kind of leaving that behind, perhaps. But for others of you, that just may be looking to moving to a new house. Okay, so your best path to follow for the month of June 2020, and we have the 5 of Cups. So this is that spilled milk card, and I always say it, just she's focused on these 3 cups over here that have spilled, and she's forgetting that she still has 2 beautiful cups of opportunities here. So as your best path to follow, it would be to turn around. What's gone and done is done, and turning to what is ahead of you and what is in your immediate environment. And that Ace of Cups that you have here in your future conditions, you have so many opportunities just from this 1 cup. And then here she has 2 cups, 2 beautiful cups ready to fill, or they already maybe are filled with beautiful, abundant opportunities for her. But this is just saying, keep that positive mindset in whatever it is you're going after, or whatever it is you're working through. Maybe there's, with these retrogrades, much like both groups 1 and 2 are dealing with a lot of shadow stuff coming up to be dealt with, past traumas of your past lives or childhood coming up to be healed and dealt with. With the retrogrades, that brings up a lot of past stuff. So your wish coming true in the month of June 2020 is the 7 of Cups. So it's funny, you have 2 decisions here. This is all about making a decision, and then this decision goes from 2 things to 7 things. Like, there are so many opportunities. So maybe with this Ace of Cups, you just feel so excited about life that you're so excited you want to focus on 7 different things. But this is just saying you kind of have to make a decision and narrow your focus down to what exactly it is that you want to go after, or what it is you want to be operating in your life, and kind of let the rest fall away, let the past spill away, and just focus on what's in your immediate environment and what you want to build in the future. And this card also calls for you to do more research. Maybe there's something, you're thinking of starting that business or going back to school, or just applying that knowledge that you've learned, but there may be more research you need to do before you can really hit the ground running with whatever that thing is. And this is also my stop procrastinating card. And I'm like a hardcore procrastinator, and I'm trying to get better, and at times I am better, but the name of the game was procrastination for me for a lot of my life. So this is just saying, stop with the procrastination and really focus on what you need to be doing to move forward in your life. So for your outcome for the month of June, we have the 10 of Pentacles. So you guys have 4 Pentacles. There's a lot of abundance and prosperity coming to you in the month of June. And that doesn't always look like a monetary, stipend or supplement. That could even be somebody giving you something, maybe something you're studying, maybe someone has an old library full of books on that topic, and they're like, I was going to get rid of them anyway. Do you want them? Here you go. That is a form of abundance. But in this card, we do have quite a bit going on. There's a man talking to this woman here holding a child. There's this old woman looking like she's talking to or maybe giving treats to these 2 dogs here. So it feels to me like you're going to be noticing things in your environment that, just like the little things in life are really going to bring you a lot of happiness and joy. I just heard finding magic in the little things. So this could just be you really looking around your environment and finding joy and magic in just the smallest thing. But it makes you feel so abundant. But I think for many of you, this is actual financial increase. Even if you are already working, it's somehow your financial situation is going to improve. Maybe you get a break on certain bills that you're not having to pay as much, and that's kind of how you're increasing your finances, by not having to put out so much every month, especially this month. Or for others of you, maybe you get a sale on something that you've been wanting to purchase, and it's now available for like a big price cut because of the economy and what's going on in the world right now. There's some sort of abundance and financial gain for you this month. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the Oracle cards. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start right up here with the 3rd house, which is all about your perception, your speech, your thoughts, social media, dating, excursions, siblings, research, again with the research, surroundings, and being social. So this is you really putting yourself out there, and for many of you that does have to do with social media. There is a camera here, and then this is also a card about short distance travel. So maybe you're moving around your town a little more than you were in past months. Maybe they're lifting the lockdown or the quarantine in the area that you're living, so you can actually get out more and visit your local area or people, friends and family in your local area. But I feel like your speech is going to be very important, and what you have to say. People, much like I think it was group 2, they want to hear what you have to say, and you do have a lot to say. And it's funny, here we have the new moon in Taurus, prosperity lies ahead, and that was the outcome. Prosperity, abundance, financial security, and gain. And I feel like the way you're going to go about that is by going within and getting more personal or spiritual, I'm hearing even spiritual growth, because 7 is that very spiritual number. So you may yourself be a life path 7 like I am, and just really wanting to be putting, maybe some of these decisions you're making, you can have an easier time making them by going within and doing meditations or really seeking that inner guidance to get the answers that you seek. But because it's personal growth, I'm really drawn to this forest breath card. So it really, I feel like with breath work and meditation kind of do go hand in hand. So you may be wanting to do this personal growth by getting more in touch with that inner spiritual or soul aspect of yourself by doing breath work, or studying things that bring you joy or stuff you want to learn about. Just really going within and helping yourself expand, because we have the open up card. You're expanding. That feels very, very Jupiterian to me, that Jupiter energy of expansion. You're opening up to those around you. You're opening up to receive. You're opening yourself up with this Jupiterian vibe that I'm getting from this to receive more abundance in your life. And like I was saying, that doesn't always look like financial income or something like that. That can be someone gifting you something, or just you really finding the magic in the things that you already have in life, that gratitude. Maybe there are books on your shelf that you hadn't read yet, and you're realizing that you have a book that you were gonna go on Amazon and buy, and you see it on your shelf like, when did I buy that? Stuff like that, little things like that. But by opening up to the possibilities of the universe and going within to make these decisions that you need to make in your life, you're really going to get the clarity and guidance and abundance and prosperity that you are really seeking. But I think a lot of you are going to be wanting to put yourselves out there with that 3rd house. Just be careful where you're putting your energy, because you really want to choose your battles. That was a big theme of group number 1. But yeah, you guys, I think that's all I'm seeing for you, but you'll have to let me know below what you thought. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye!